Good skin without painful users. In a survey of users, over half postponed cosmetic procedures because of Olay. 71% of women said their skin was visibly damaged. For me, it's probably Olay. For smoother, brighter skin for night, try Olay Remote. With USA Safe Pilot, I can save when I drive safe. With USA Safe Pilot miles, I can save when I drive less. Okay. Well, I can save on my favorite. So can I. I can save on beginning drive. Road trip vacations. Staycations. Nice. You can save either way. Yeah, with Safe Pilot. Pizza, that's right. Or with Safe Pilot miles, you can save when you go. Chris Blake. Where what explains. Although trucks and cars can put a serious hurt on a paved road, they have an accomplice that may be even more hazardous. Water. Water transformed the dirt roads of yesteryear into accessible morasses of mud. Today it causes potholes and hydroplaning. But while our ancestors had little choice but to slow through the muck, present-day research is providing civil engineers with preventative know-how. At the University of Texas at Arlington, civil engineers are studying the characteristics of rainfall runoff atop an 80-foot long and 20-foot wide concrete road simulator.
The rainfall that you see behind me right now is about 10 inches per hour, and that is a lot of rainfall.
The test road was built to meet the design characteristics typical of most roads. This meant placing the concrete road on top of an articulated platform.
Roadways are slanted in two directions, one from side to side to get the water off very quickly, and then in its length to get it down to a collection point.
The primary goal of the research program is to study how different road surfaces can effectively reduce one of the most dangerous hazards of driving in a rainstorm: hydroplaning.
Hydroplaning is a thin layer of water that gets between the wheel and the road and cannot be moved out effectively. And therefore, when you go slam on your brakes, you don't have any friction and just higher and road surface.
One of the test surfaces being researched is a concrete road with horizontal groove.
The hell's that?
Texture.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one.
Move down the side slope to the gutter for collection, and also helps increase the roughness of the road just slightly to help offset that hydroplaning issue and give you better traction.
On the completion of the research project, the findings will be sent to the Texas Department of Transportation. Today, engineers are looking for ways to fine-tune America's roads. But after World War I, American engineers were starting from scratch. From 1917 to 1919, the heavy trucks
I
needed
used
to
to be a
transport
mechanic,
goods
so
across the
you know,
country
so
and
you can.
destroy America's road infrastructure.
Used to be a mechanic assistant.
Rebuilding
Used to work in
started
restaurants.
at
Used to be a
the
mechanic
under
assistant.
the jurisdiction of the government's new chief of the Bureau of Public Roads, Thomas McDonald.
Thomas McDonald was, without question, the most powerful man in Washington. And in 1921, McDonald engineered a highway act made by the federal government, which put $75 million into the building of highways.
The impact of the act led to over 10,000 miles of roads paved in 1922, more than 3 times the construction of the previous 5 years.
Yet, as soon as it became possible for American motorists to drive on a paved road outside the boundaries of their cities, another problem arose: how to get there and back without getting lost. Few maps contain the hundreds of trail and highway names that adorn the American countryside.
In 1926, the federal government said, no more names for these roads. We need a better system, more organized system. So they decided to number the highways, but the idea was to organize it so people could follow a number to any destination they chose, or a series of numbers. And all of a sudden, in 1926, we start seeing black and white shields popping up all over the country, helping travelers get from point A to B.
The numbering system used even numbers for east and west U.S. routes, with the smallest numbers starting in the north and increasing towards the south. North and south routes were given odd numbers, with the lowest numbers starting in the east and increasing to the west.
Huh.
In the 1930s, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt looked to road building to help bring America out of the Great Depression.
Hey guys, just put the pizza in the oven. We're having pizza for tonight for dinner. How's everyone doing this lovely afternoon? Yeah, I ate dinner early. And I yes, have a Coke right here. So yeah. And yes, we will be writing letters to Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper Sample Corporation eventually, asking them if it's okay we can use their product with no problems. Why not do Pepsi Tart? Well, I'm more of a Coke guy. I prefer Coke. I prefer a Dr. Pepper Sample Corporation stuff, like RC, root beer. So yeah, I'm just watching a little bit of TV and doing this for fun. So yeah.
Over 30,000 Americans died in automobile accidents.
So we're having some pizza today for dinner because I don't really want to. I tried cooking some for lunch and it didn't taste right, so I threw it up. Threw it away, actually. I didn't throw it up, I threw it away.
Thomas McDonald was invited by the Third Reich to go over to take a look at a new highway called the Autobahn.
Oh,
And
the Autobahn.
in Germany, he and the groups that had gone over to visit this new roadway were mesmerized by limited access, with this idea of separating grades, keeping dangerous railroad crossings hard, taking slope roads and putting it underneath the roof.
The first of America's highways modeled after Germany's Autobahn was the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It was designed as a 4-lane divided freeway with limited access. 1,200-foot-long entrance and exit ramps, and no more than a 3% grade. It took 2 years to plan and prepare the road for paving. In 1939, workers laid the first batch of concrete pavement. Paving continued for 1 year. In October of 1940, America's first superhighway opened to the public.
The first day the turnpike opened up, the toll booths were packed. People were coming from West Virginia to drive on the stretch of road they had heard about. And people marveled that it was a party on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
But as the United States became involved in the Second World War, the paving of America slowed once again. And it was on the front lines in Europe that General Dwight D. Eisenhower learned firsthand the strategic importance of an effective road network.
So yeah, we're gonna be on for a bit. We're gonna be on for having dinner and more. So you got anything to say? Put in the chat. Put in the chat, and I'll read your guys' comments. I'm cooking dinner right now, so yeah, after dinner's done with, I'll be having dinner here with you guys and have my Coke, which is right here off camera. There it is, right there's the Coke. Yes, it's from Mexico, and yes, it's a glass bottle. Tyler, you got a developer? Yes, I do. But yeah, guys, I wish I could. Starting sometime this year or maybe next year, we'll start doing some stuff. So Lincoln and Route 66 are the two biggest highways.
Eisenhower approved the historic Federal Highway Act of 1956 in June of that year. social, and economic landscape of America. Even the state of Hawaii has interstate highways. All four are on the island of Guam. They're strategically positioned to connect the multitude of military bases located there. Maybe America will return
Four state highways in Hawaii?
here on the History Channel.
Look at
That's interesting.
Everything is you read it was nice, right?
Now, do you actually use these?
Those and
I am so proud.
these are just drawers, honey. That was nice.
I think you have my dream kitchen.
We got it all except the dishwasher.
You know I hate doing dishes.
That's me too. Speaking of which, Dad, you want to send me something?
The kitchen of your dreams.
I think I'm ready to move in.
And your mom's at a price you didn't dream possible. IKEA, dream the possibilities.
Never changed your tire before? Still fair. Watch your dreams get late.
I just wanted to help people with everyday problems by sharing dad advice on TikTok.
Start by making an X.
Nah, I'll stick with my YouTube channel the way I've been doing my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep doing it. We do have an idea. I like to get animation started this time this year. Maybe get an animation started next year. I don't care how long it takes, but as long as we get an animation done by the 10th year anniversary, I'll be happy. That's my biggest goal: is have an animation done by the 10th year anniversary. So I got over 2 years before it happens. But yeah, can I help you? Can I help you?
Everybody working as a team and mix.
Gifts that say I get you, Etsy.
Thank you.
Dexy.
Do you know that? That's the call of counter neutrons. Same call or
You know what happens is how you get your pizza done, eat your pizza, do some video work. That's it.
There are over 2 million miles of paved roads in America, and each state is responsible for maintaining its portion. For Texas, that adds up to 186,000 miles. A monumental chore. Thankfully, that job has become a lot easier with the help of this.
The vehicle behind it is a Texas Department of Transportation vehicle, and we call it the TMV, which is the TxDOT modular vehicle. Other departments of transportation also have their own vehicles, but none that are as flexible and collect as many types of data as this one is right here.
TxDOT.
The TxDOT modular vehicle uses an ultrasonic sensor to
I think we have a couple of those missions. Whenever this came out, we have a couple of those missions now.
to count pavement cracks. And a textured laser to measure surface friction.
Each state has something like that.
Traveling at highway speeds.
The Ford van, the Ford Econ van.
By streamlining road survey technology into one unit, civil engineers can now analyze stretches of road faster and more effectively than ever before.
This road right here has lots of distress, and it's quite rough with what the automated cry system is doing its job is picking up this distress. These are the real-time images of what the camera is seeing. Move over to the right a little bit to get some of that lane stripe. And this is terrible road. I'm not an engineer, but if this were my opinion, I would say that they need to seal the cracks or do a seal coat.
The data are sent to the department's mainframe computer, where they're analyzed and used to prioritize which state roads are most in need of maintenance.
I wish I had my own.
Maintaining today's highways requires specialized equipment.
I wish I had a.
It's not much.
Yeah, I wish I still had the van. Yeah, we still had the Plymouth van. Yeah, I wish I still had the Plymouth van.
Equipment was launched to move the billions of cubic yards of dirt needed to build America's interstate system.
Wish I still had the van. Yeah, I wish I still had the van.
It's the country's most urgent needs. If there was a nuclear attack, it would be the way that the army would go to ground zero. It would be a way for people to evacuate the city. saw it as a way of commerce. He knew that this would do a lot for the country commercially.
To establish the acceptable standards and materials for America's new interstate system, the
Yeah.
government spent $27 million
Yeah.
on a 7-mile test track in Ottawa, Illinois. To test thickness variances of Portland cement concrete and asphalt concrete pavement.
Hello, guys. Yep, just getting ready to make dinner. That's about it. We're just making dinner right now, and that's about it. Got myself a Coke, and I do have a solution for something I want to do. We are going to start. We have to figure out how to do it, but we're going to start doing animation and have it done with before my 10th year anniversary. That's the only goal I actually. That's one of my goals. I know we got books to do, but yeah, we might start doing animation. Start learning how to do animation ourselves. Maybe get some animation done before. We get at least one animation done before 2027, before my 10th year anniversary. Pizza, and Coke. That's all we're having. Which. But we're gonna stay on here for a little bit.
North and south interstates were assigned odd numbers, with the lowest numbers in the west and increasing to the east.
That explains why we have 75, 69, 96 here. Over here. Yeah, I'm just doing this for a little bit. Gonna have some dinner. And maybe try to work on some, maybe learn how to do animation or something. I'm not sure yet, but I do want to get some kind of animation from this list I got right here off camera done with. I got 2 of 8 done with already, technically done with already. Hello, baby. And that's about it. But yeah, I want to eventually get an animation made up eventually sometime in the next 2 years. And I have over 2 years to do it though. So yeah, my deadline is October 2020, October 2027. If we get something made by then, I'll be surprised. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we got one here. Two of these we can do right now. I mean, one here says Life. The 2 cartoons are done with already, technically. We got one here that has to just do balls. And then their one is just a life character just sharing the life of his thing. Technically, episode 4, 5, and 6. Cartoon 4, 5, and 6 can be one cartoon. Actually, I can merge them into one cartoon if I want to. So we'll see what happens when it happens one of these days. But yeah, so I got time to kill. But yeah, I like to have some kind of animation done by a certain year. Let's see here. List. Okay, I got 2 of the things done already here. One thing I've been working on for years. I don't know how to get that ever done with, but if I can get some of my cartoons on this list I made over here off camera done with, yippee. If I don't, it's gonna suck. But yeah, I want to get some cartoons done with. But who knows? Someday maybe I'll get it done with.
As those decisions started being made, see asphalt more on the same.
One of the greatest benefits to using asphalt pavement is that it can be driven on as soon as it's laid, unlike concrete, which takes days to cure.
The wonderful thing about asphalt is that it is 100% recycled. Each year we pick up about 65 million tons of asphalt. The 65 million tons that we pick up, about 80% of the 65 million tons is recycled back into asphalt pavement.
Asphalt pavement, like concrete, is produced in a mixing plant. Aggregate comes in for pouring.
What you doing? Huh? I can't eat when you're on here. I can't eat my dinner when you're on here. I know. I gotta eat my dinner. You get some books done with. Which I'll do that. I'll eat my dinner and get some book work done with today. I'll get one book done today. Okay. I'll get the last episode of Beastars done today. Yeah, that's it. And I got to read some other books. So yeah, I know.
Engineers check to make sure it's level. Workers place lane lines. And a new stretch of road is ready for traffic. During the last 50 years of the 20th century, approximately 70% of America's nearly 2.5 million miles of hard surface roads were built. Rural roads were connected to the cities, which in turn connected to the interstate. Half a century after the Interstate System project began, federal funding appropriated by Eisenhower's Grand Plan continues in Boston with the Big Dig, the most complex system of tunnels ever built. The longest transcontinental interstate highway in America is I-90, which stretches a total of 3,087 miles from Seattle, Washington to Boston, Massachusetts. Paving America will return on Modern Marvels here on the History Channel.
Fad diets, outrageous workouts. What haven't you tried? If weight loss isn't clicking, then
Okay, time for dinner. And if we eat, we're gonna.
may help you go further.
I'm Jake. What's up, baby?
Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight.
Sorry, we're gonna have some dinner now. But yeah, I like drinking some animation note by 2025. But right now we're gonna have some dinner.
It works with your body, so you're not doing this alone. Dual activating Zepbound works differently. It activates the receptors of GLP-1 and GIP,
Off.
two naturally occurring hormones. Don't take it allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get lumps or swelling in the neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduling procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, learn to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems. If this is clicking for you, it may be time to take the next step in your weight loss journey. Click for more at Zepbound.com and ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. You know what holiday shopping secret? Dollar General. Dolly Parton's exclusive Art and Home collection. It has nothing says Dolly quite like Dolly. Lady holiday candles, smells expensive. Isn't unexpected runs, unbelievable value at Dollar General.
Although America's interstate system consists of only 2% of the country's total street and highway mileage, it carries over 20% of the nation's traffic. Testers to the efficiency and connectivity of the system. But the only interstate project currently receiving federal funds from Eisenhower's Grand Plan is Boston's multi-billion-dollar Big Dig. It may be the system's finest technological achievement.
Massachusetts Turnpike Authority built its portion of I-90 actually before there was the Eisenhower plan for the interstate. But it had one flaw. It didn't complete itself. It didn't do that last 2-mile segment to Logan International Airport. So the Big Dig, part of it was to finish that connection, finish that road, finish that entire system.
Besides the tunnels, Boston's Big Dig also boasts another technological advance. Intelligent Transportation Systems, or ITS. America's roads are entering the digital age, as the hardware that built the interstate system is now being supplanted with software.
ITS is basically there to help us run the roadway smarter, more efficient, more effective. To try to reduce the traffic queuing or backup we often see in major cities.
One of the key ways of preventing freeway congestion is identifying traffic incidents as soon as possible and removing them before they cause severe delays.
Our tunnel system has approximately 225 active cameras at this point in time. We've divided them up in strategic shots so we can take a quick glance at the overall roadway to see if we have a problem.
The operators.
Very good. 7-0.
Their objective then is to zero in on that and see if any sort of problem might be coming up on that section of roadway.
Eight police reporting a disabled motor vehicle, lever connected northbound.
If the incident is minor, such as a flat tire or non-fatal accident, an operator will notify an incident response operator, or IRO, to take care of the problem.
1856. A disabled motor vehicle, 93 northbound, lever connected. The right
The incident response operators are placed in strategic locations throughout the Metropolitan Highway System, perched, ready to go. Once we find a problem, we want to get out in 15 minutes. If you don't have them pre-positioned, the chances of doing that are very, very slim.
In addition to the first responders, the control center also utilizes variable message signs and can broadcast emergency messages directly to passengers traveling through the tunnels.
All the radio, AM and FM radio that go in there, is basically brought in artificially. You're not getting it from your own antenna. We're basically relaying it down there. During an emergency, I can have that shut off and then pump into the tunnel our own transmission saying that we have such and such emergency and give you instructions.
The Big Digs Operations Control Center is still a work in progress. But one thing appears certain. Intelligent transportation systems are here to stay.
But an operation system like this is basically starting to use the roadway as smartly as we can, more effectively. That'll be a never-ending question. Technology will help us bring it to bear.
The completion of Boston's Big Dig marks a total of 42,795 miles of freeway, funded by Eisenhower's Grand Plan of Interstate and Defense Highways. But the expansion of America's interstate system is not solely reliant on federal funds. State taxes and tolls are paying for the next generation of interstate construction. Although Ike's Grand Plan is still ongoing, its impact was felt soon after it began. By the 1970s, more people lived in the suburbs than in the cities. And just as the national road gave birth to prosperous enterprises in the late 19th century, the superhighways of the 20th century spurred the development of massive shopping centers, office parks, hotels, and chain restaurants.
What the road system did was it's made it possible for us to get out into the landscape and given us more mobility. America's road system has really
First, second, third, fourth,
changed
fifth.
our economy and the way we live. It's changed our interior lives. We now think in terms of time and space, in terms of minutes. We don't think of it in terms of the distance.
America's roads conquered vast distances and rugged terrain, uniting a nation like no other transportation network in history. But the system itself may be its greatest legacy for generations to come.
The same way we look back at the Romans and the creation of their aqueducts, people 1,000 years from now will look back at our society and see this interstate system that connected this country more than any single piece of infrastructure. We will be known for our highways.
If you're wondering how far, or how long, how heavy, how fast, or how cold, when you need to know what you're working with, you've got a measurement. From radar guns to atomic clocks, speedometers to whale scales, the high-precision tools that measure the heaviest loads, feel the heat, and respond to this latest touch, allow us to build our civilization. Now, measuring on Modern Marvels.
Not watching that.
Your alarm clock erupts. It's chilly, so you crank up the thermostat before making breakfast. You flip on the news to see what the weather will be like outside.
Might be some to
It's not even 8 a.m., You've already encountered a series of measurements. The rest of your day will be guided by an inescapable string of numbers that define your world. In your car, at the office, on the road, and even on the bathroom floor. Nearly everywhere you go and everything you do depends on measurements. They're what lifted us from the Stone Age into civilization. To ensure that we get the right amount of fruit, gas, or postage, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or
I'm gonna do B stars in a little bit after I eat this pizza and do that and this and that. I'm gonna do some B stars.
It's Slayer and those Earth rats. Could they have found my missing link?
Got everything? I've got the map. I've got the NIC.
Net my interface card and activates my transformer card.
Hang on, Pops. We're on our way.
Ah! Leave on the left, buildings! Buzz! Billy! Hold me up!
Thank you, boys. Sorry. Slider, according to this map, that's where your father is. Hang on.
It doesn't look like anyone lives here to me.
I saw someone. Wait, don't go.
Is that you? How'd you know my name? I guess you don't recognize me, son. Son? Don't call me that. You're not Coop. My dad's not old like you. Remember this? What? It is you.
Looks like Slider found it. Awesome.
I never wanted to leave the place, but I had no choice.
Why? What happened?
When I learned that Hacker planned to use the Transformatron to take over cyberspace, I refused to give him the blueprints. What I didn't count on was his revenge. It happened a few days later. I was testing a new model on board when I suddenly realized Hacker had switched my helmet from one made to magnetite. Magnetite. Oh. All cyborgs reacted with magnetite. Some suffered more damage than others. Some none at all. For me, the damage was total. My hard drive deteriorated, and I began the time warp. I realized that magnetite could destroy a motherboard. It hurt you the same way it had me. I couldn't let that happen. I had to leave and find a cure. I hid the network interface card that Hacker would need to activate the Transformatron, and a map to where I was going. I knew something would follow. I come looking for me. I hope you understand why I left, son.
I do now, Pops. And here's the NIC.
Well done.
And Hacker's going bonkers looking for it.
That's bad, Jackie. That means he's pieced together the blueprint and built the Transformatron.
I don't get it, Coop. What exactly does the interface card do?
Hacker needs it to connect his computer to the Transformatron. Then he can program it to transform himself into anything he chooses.
Nice suit.
To you. Not me and you
irksome Earth child, but this night suit, as you put it, protects me from this. Magnetite. That's right. Now, hand over the interface card before I crash your hard drive permanently.
Forget about it, hacker. I'm immune to that stuff. Remember?
But he's not. Now hand over the NIC.
No way. The NIC stays with me.
Have it your way.
Oh, no. My feet have been supersized.
Now I have the NIC and your son. Welcome to your nurse and friend.